And welcome to Art Smart, and I'm Teacher Precious. Kamusta naman ang mga ka-Art Smart natin ngayong araw na to? Okay, how are you doing? So this episode is for your parents nga and teachers, okay? So they can help you. Pero mga art tips lang, mga simpleng art tips how to organize your workspace. Simulan natin sa workspace kasi yun yung isa sa pinaka-importanteng pag magsisimula kayo kung gusto nyong mag-art. At hindi kailangan na talagang mahal or designated na workspace, gagawan natin to ng paraan. Okay, I'll share to you how we can maximize what we have. Go natin ngayon na after this, there will be a system where they can return the art materials on their own, in their proper boxes or proper containers. Diba? And we'll also introduce some visual cards. So para syempre especially for the younger kids, this will help them manage their own time, their own activities. Okay, sige. So I'll show you one of the ways how we can make our corner more make it more conducive for art. For younger kids, actually, for preschool, it's okay to work on the floor. Sometimes kasi di ba nakakahulog sila ng pen, nakakahulog sila ng... So kung walang table or if your table is too big for them, okay lang mag-work on the floor. For little kids, for preschool. Actually, even for adults, depende if you're comfortable. Or if you're sharing materials and if you don't have a big table, big enough, mas malaking table, so you can work on the floor. Ang maganda kasi sa floor, what's the nice thing about when you're working on the floor, you don't have to think too much about the space. Talagang ano siya, for creative work. Conducive siya for creative work. Kasi pwedeng ilatag mo lang yung materials, you have enough space, walang nahuhulog, kung may tumapon, madaling punasan. Okay? So, yun. And, ito, if you have kids who tend to be distracted easily, this doesn't only apply in art. It applies in all subjects. So, what you can do, you can put it near sa corner. Kunwari, dito sa corner, nakikita niyo yung corner na to. You can put your table against the wall para less distraction. Sometimes kasi kapag sa open space yung nilagay yung table sa gitna, maraming distractions. And now, for the art materials. But some of you put your art materials in the box. Do you know how I organize my art materials? When I was teaching before, so I'm the art teacher, diba? And I handle 6-8 classes. And I don't have my own classroom. I'm an art on the cart teacher. Art on the cart means, wait lang, sulat ko para... Before to, ito sa classroom to Okay, art on the cart. Art on the cart. Do you know what that means? Sa ibang, even in other countries, meron ganito, art on the cart. Ibig sabihin, we don't have our own classroom. All our art materials are in one cart. Parang ganito. Ayan. Itong cart. Nakikita niya itong cart? Kita po ba? Yan. Nandito na lahat ng art materials. Kita ba? Yan. Yan. So, may gulong siya, may wheels. So, I bring it in every classroom. So, pwede nyo din to, you can also apply this in your, at home. Ang maganda doon, if you're done with the activity, you can keep it para nakatago siya. And then, there's another method of teaching called teaching for artistic behavior. So what happens is meron po tayong teaching for artistic behavior or tab. Wait lang, artistic behavior. Yan. We call it tab. Okay, the concept is that you'll have different art stations. So you have the dry station, dry media station for drawing, coloring, clean area to. And then you have a wet or painting station. Iba-ibang station. But we can simplify it into two. And then the concept is that if you don't have a big space, a station or a corner can just be a box. If you can see this, yan, pwedeng box lang siya. All your art materials can be here, but you can sort it. Kasi pag halo-halo, sometimes, you don't need all materials at once, diba? Sometimes you just have to color, you just have to paint. So, yan. So, this is my craft box. Craft box, ibig sabihin, mga etc. So, I have here yung popsicle sticks. Lagay ko dito. Ayan, popsicle sticks. And then, meron akong itong, alam niyo ba kung ano to? Mga googly eyes. Kahit matapon siya, matabig, hindi natatapon yung, ito yung googly eyes. If you're familiar. Yung fake eyes. Fake eyes. Diba? Hindi na masyado masakit sa ulo kahit matapon siya. Okay? Pang-baby to yung pang-baby. This is mga sequins. Yan. So, this is my craft box. This is another craft box. So, you can, not just plastic, you can use shoe boxes. Ayan, yung mga ganito. I-ano nyo lang. You can just cover it, color code it, diba? And then you can put a label. Okay, you can use a box. But now, I use a toolbox. This is my dry media corner. It's already a corner kasi once I put this on the table, the whole setup is meant for dry media. Yun na yun. And then, nandito na lahat. Meron ako ditong, when you say dry media, you don't use water. So that means colored pencil, crayons, oil pastels, nandito din yung mga sharpener ko, and then pencils. Now, if I'm going to do a watercolor class, so iba naman yon. I'm using this one. You don't need to use a toolbox. You can use a box, a shoe box. Better if nakikita nyo yung loob. So if you have a transparent plastic, you'll know. Or you can just put a label. So sa aking watercolor corner, watercolor toolbox, I have my water container, and may lamang water pa yung iba niya. I have my watercolors, yung crayon. And then, ito yung mga paintbrush ko, na hindi ko masyado na, yan, paintbrushes. I keep it, so you have to take care of your paintbrushes, diba? Huwag nyo iiwan. Don't leave your paintbrush on water. Masisira. See? Put them in the bag, keep them dry. You can use a straw or yung mga big straw to keep them straight. Meron akong cards. This is the painting corner. Ito yung painting corner ko. Watercolor, paintbrush, water container. This is my painting corner. So I also have these cards. And then this one. Okay, so pag dito naman, we have cutting, di ba? Cutting activities. Cutting and nasa na yung aking folding. You can download this from my website, itong mga cards. But later, if we have time, we'll try to draw. Maybe 2. Draw your own. Better if you can draw your own. Yan. Folding, pasting, cutting activities. So I have here tape. I have white glue, I have clear glue. Parang, I organize them not by material but by function. But it's up to you. You can sort it, of course, by materials or by subject. Diba? Pwedeng, if you don't have a lot of art materials, you can just put them all together in one shoebox. Diba? Shoebox. Diba? Decorate na lang. You can leave it open. You can leave it with partitions. And you can use yung Tupperware, yung mga ganitong microwavable, para hindi siya kalat-kalat. Diba? And then, another technique, when we do watercolor, diba? You can put rubber bands like this para madali ring magpatuyo. And hindi siya, minsan kasi when we use a paintbrush, right, lumulubog. And then another tip, tissue. It's important that you always clean up. See, I have this visual card. So part of my activity, when I teach classroom, when I teach sa school, after ng coloring, you clean up first. Sige, I'll show you where I put my tissue. You can put your tissue under the table or a cabinet under the table. And then also my trash can is here para madaling magtapon. So you can easily throw it. You can easily get the tissue and then throw it. Okay, next. These visual cards, you can download it from my website. It's in Word format and PDF Word, so you can change the text. Kasi you might want to to put the names in your own language, in your own mother tongue, di ba? Hindi lang naman English. So now we can let's try to make your visual cards, yung label na. We're gonna do the drawing for your drawing label or drawing card, and then we'll do the cleanup card. Okay? Get any paper, maybe if you have a folder. Try natin, ha? Okay, let's start with the drawing card. You have to make your own drawing card, ha? If not, you can download it from my website, teacherpreciousart.com. So for the drawing card, I will use my drawing kit, drawing corner. So I'll get my pencil here. Diba? Ito na yung pencil ko. Okay, practicean tayo para lang so that you just have a drawing activity today. Finish it all. Okay? Sige, let's try. First, make a rectangle. Let's see. Drawing tayo, ha? Let's just make 2. Drawing and then clean up. Importante yung clean up, ha? You post the clean up card, you can laminate it with scotch tape or draw it on a folder, mount it on a folder para nandun lang kasama ng art kit nyo. Kasama siya sa art corner. Okay? Sige, let's try to draw the drawing card. Diba? You can have your own. You can customize this. You can have a math time, art time, science time, break time, diba? iPad time, may mga ganun. Okay? So, for the drawing card, let's try to draw a pencil. Ito, draw 2 lines. Diba? This is easy. Yeah, easy. 2 lines. Diba? Okay, next. O, yan. Draw. Draw lang to. You can ask the kids to make their own card so that they will be reminded. Diba? Pwede niyong ipa-drawing sa kids para mas mayroong sense of ownership. Diba? Now we have our pencil. And then, let's draw the paper. So, draw a line at the back. Draw a line here. Now we have our drawing card, diba? So, if it's drawing time, or you can put this on the box, dun sa shoe box nyo, diba? May shoe box. Saan yung shoe box natin? Yung box nyo saan where you put your drawing materials, diba? You can label it with visuals, not just words, but with visuals. Diba? Drawing card. You can do Filipino, or Cebuano, kung ano mang word yung gusto nyo. Drawing time. Now, we're gonna do also the, sige, paint naman. Paint. Drawing and coloring, pwede na yan pareho. Let's do the painting naman. Painting card. So, for painting, our painting card. Let's work on our painting card. Sige, let's try to draw our paintbrush. Maybe we can make 2 more. We can do the coloring and the clean up card. Ha? Para by the end of this session, you already have 4 visual cards. Diba? And then you can set up your own art corner. Yeah? You're very lucky. No? When I was in college, fine arts, studying fine arts and doing plates on the floor. Yan. This is my mixing plate. You can change this. If your watercolor is rectangular, you can draw a rectangular mixing plate. Diba? You can draw a rectangular watercolor. Diba? Yan. You can add more. Yan. Painting. And then, the water container. If you're, diba? Usually, we use, even me, my water container is actually square. Hindi talaga siya, ano. Yan. Painting. Last 2, maybe last 2. And then maybe let's do coloring and clean up. Last 2, ha? Last 2. So you can color this and cut it out. You can also laminate it with scotch tape. Laminate means papatuan nyo ng scotch tape para maging waterproof siya. Yan, drawing natin yung coloring, tsaka clean up. Ha? Kaya pa naman tayo. Okay? For the coloring, you can just do 2 crayons. That's how I do crayons. You do 2 parallel lines first. Like that. And then, like this. And like this. And then, parallel lines. Parallel lines. Yan. So, I just use the word coloring, but if you think di naman kayo masyado nung nagpo-color, pwedeng i-combine nyo na siya with the drawing card. Yan, draw tayo ng box. Crayon box. Crayon. Then, yung last card natin, the very most important, the cleanup card. Yan. Yan. So, crayons. Coloring. Oops, hindi nakasya. Coloring. And then last one, most important one, the cleanup card. You can draw many ways. You can show different ways to show cleanup depending on you. But for me, what I ask my students before is to put the materials back in their places and then wipe the table. Just wipe the table. Yan. Kasi especially when we do paint. But I will draw hands. I'll teach you how to draw hands. So look. 2 lines, and then 1 line here, 1 line here. And medyo curve. How to draw hands. Diba mahirap draw yung hands. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Balik. And then, and para may hands, diba may rag. Punas ng basahan. Tissue, basahan. Yan. Then, yan. Clean up. Then, you can draw yung container nyo, kung ano mang container gamit nyo, kung sa pencil case ba, sa shoe box, sa plastic containers. Yung paper, babalik ko sa nakuha. Throw the trash in the trash can. Yan. Clean up. Diba? Alright, so thank you so much for joining us today. Maraming salamat sa mga parents at sinamahan ang kanilang mga anak at mga kapwa-guro at naki-Art Smart dito sa atin ngayon. Thank you! Bye-bye!
Know your art, be art smart!